Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Bern. Come on in, this is the war room of the political revolution. This is a daily inspirational show for those of us who are fighting in this political revolution in order to transform our government into one for the people. So come on in, please like and share and comment. Any interaction in the show helps us do better and get out to more people in Facebook's little algorithm that censors independent journalism. So do all you can. Be the media, help share the show. I would really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get started. Today, I was inspired by a quote that I read by Sun Tzu from The Art of War. And the quote goes, "Can you imagine what I would do if I could do all I can?" Now you see what that quote is saying, don't you? Why it caught my eye? We can do whatever we set our minds to. If you believe it, you can achieve it. That's not just some nonsense that people say. If you have a goal and you are willing to do all that you can to reach that goal, if you are really dedicated to it, you will reach it. That is a fact. If you put your mind to something, your body will follow. And if you believe it deeply enough, and most importantly, put in the work, you will achieve your goals. But you've got to put in the work. A goal without the work is just a dream. But when you believe deeply and work hard every day, keep pushing, even when you'd rather quit or do something else. Keep driving forward, even when it's hard. If you do that consistently, you will always win. You beat yourself most of the time. You decide it in your mind first. It all starts there. We want a better government, one that works for the people. And we understand that it will take millions of us standing united and demanding it to get it. And we're doing it right now. Millions of Americans are standing up to the greed that dominates our society and taking a stand. And this happens from time to time in history. And it is the only time that any change or progress takes place. Now, I never thought I'd see it happen. I worried we were doomed. But here comes this little known senator, a badass from Vermont, with a message that resonates with millions. He ignites a deep hope inside people and inspires them to fight back, to take a stand. This man has paved the clearest path that we are ever going to get at making a dramatic difference in our society, but it all hinges on us. He got it going, organized it, and continues to fight and inform people every day, pushing us forward. But in the end, Bernie Sanders is just one man. Yes, he's now the most well-known politician in the country, as well as the most favored. Nothing like in 2015 when this revolution first really got going. And yes, he has a much better chance at winning the nomination on his own than he ever did before. But even if he could win this all on his own, he couldn't get a damn thing done without us. This is our fight. Bernie stresses that over and over again in his stump speech, and I believe owning that fact is the key to victory here. If enough of us truly own this and do all that we can, we will be unstoppable. Now, I include a link in the description of every Daily Bern to BernieSanders.com. Go there. See if there's some way that you can volunteer. Join the 2 million of us, more than 2 million now, that are volunteering and working to get Bernie elected President of the United States and help reform and change our government. 2 million people are already volunteering. You can join us. There are plenty of ways to volunteer or donate any amount at all. You want to do something to help out this show? Go to Bernie Sanders and donate $3. Or, and this is homework I'm giving to everybody that watches these Daily Berns, and the campaign is asking this too. Get a bumper sticker while you're there. While you're at BernieSanders.com, get a bumper sticker. They're only a couple bucks. Matter of fact, when you donate a few bucks, they usually give you one. But put that thing on your car. You get that thing? They're nice bumper stickers too. They're union made, high quality. They're not going to tear up your paint or be a pain in the ass to get off your window. That's where I have mine, is on my window. But you put that bad boy on your car, then you drive around like normal, and it shows support. We need to show that. It's like Sun Tzu said, put a bumper sticker on your car and your message will go far. All right, he didn't say that, but he did say opportunities multiply as they are seized, which means the same thing. Putting that bumper sticker on your car shows support everywhere you go, and people need to see that. Let's inspire people with our showing of support for this fight, for this revolution. That's going to do much more than bickering back and forth online. That is, for the most part, a complete waste of time and effort. Arguing with people online is, for one, exhausting, and for two, doesn't do much. I think that we should use our strengths. Now, what are those? Well, of course, our numbers, our unity, and our loyalty. But what else do we have? Well, we're intelligent, creative, informed, and caring individuals. And we need to use all of those strengths and act independently as well as one as we move forward. And what do we need to win? I mean, think about it. What do we really need? We need more sheep to wake up, more people to become aware of what is really going on and to devote themselves to our fight. And I think that we do that by thinking things through and being more surgical in our actions and our activities in this fight. We inspire others by example and let them come around on their own. Remember, this is a long fight and it's still early. People are already making excuses and giving up. We just got started, y'all. It ain't time to quit. It ain't even break time yet, and y'all talking about it's too rigged. I was watching an independent journalist yesterday that I admire, and he was talking like a quitter about the new rules the DNC is throwing at us to put a wrench in the gears and derail us. Yes, they are going to do all that they can. They are going to try to stop us in every way that they possibly can. But we overwhelm them. You see, at every point in every battle, we overwhelm them with our numbers. We make this impossible to rig. But anyways, this particular wrench that the DNC is throwing at us is that they are going to allow televoting in the caucuses. And yes, I do see how easily this could be manipulated. And while it is a new little dirty trick that I didn't really see coming, it's a dirty trick, and it's being done because they're scared. We scare them. Good. And as far as their new little trap they've set, we dominate it. We overwhelm every caucus. We make this impossible to rig. We can't make them stop trying to rig this, and they won't stop trying. Right up until the final bell, they are going to go out kicking and screaming. And they will use all that they have, every weapon at their disposal. We haven't seen everything they'll do or try yet, but trust me, there's more to come. And we can't stop that, but we can adapt. We can overcome. They see us coming for them. They see what is happening, and they've seen it before. This is how progress always happens, and they always fight it. Hell, even regular folks will fight this change. People are scared of change. But you can either get involved in this revolution, get out of its way, or be crushed by it, because we are not backing down, and we are not here to negotiate. There is no middle ground. We are coming to take what is ours by the millions, and we are going to stay in the faces of these elected officials that we choose to represent us. We are here to move forward, not backward. We stay fighting. We stay vigilant. We stay informed and active, and that is how we create real change. We fight it. Not some hero, not even Bernie. Us. All right, one more Sun Tzu quote. It is more important to outthink your enemy than to outfight them. And that's what today's message was, or what it was supposed to be. We're smart. Let's figure this thing out. Overcome and adapt when obstacles are thrown at us instead of looking for excuses and pointing out how hard this is going to be all the time. This needs to be done, right? No one else is going to do it. It's our job, so let's put in the work and get it done. Not going to get anywhere going on and on about how strong our enemy is. how hard this is going to be. We all are aware of that. Focus on how strong we are. We're badass. 2 million volunteers actively working to elect Bernie, over a million people funding this campaign out of their own pockets at $18 a piece, and we're dominating, crushing it. Bernie's running at a frontrunner level, allowed the freedom to campaign as much as he possibly wants to, and which is a lot. We'll get to that in Bernie events coming up. They're doing a ton, but campaigning all over the country, frontrunner running at a frontrunner level, $24 million raised. We did all that. They know that, and they are afraid of us. Good. They should be. We're coming for them. So that was the monologue today. Welcome back to the Daily Bern. Thanks for coming. Those of you that are here, we've been doing something a little differently around here. We do this now pre-recorded, but we live premiere them. So I am here right now watching the live premiere if you're here. So we have a conversation going on in the comments, I'm sure. We usually do. This has been going pretty well. I'm happy with this moving forward, and this is probably the way we do this until I get a new laptop, because that's what's stopping us from doing the live feeds. My computer is just too old to handle it, and that's why we had to settle on this. This was the best way moving forward in order to get the message out in full and have a complete show, because we were just crashing too much and buffering too much. It was unwatchable. But anyways, let's get into some segments. We started a new segment because we're pre-recorded where I go through yesterday's comments. Now, this first one that I'm going to cover from yesterday's comments, some of you won't like that I'm covering this, but I don't close myself off from this stuff, all right? Chris was here. Now, Chris is a Trump supporter, and he was kind of trolling us, but nothing too severe. I let it go. He probably only launched like 3 little things that he said. Nothing deflammatory or anything like that. So I didn't block him. But he was here, and he's a Trump supporter, and he said, how, just different things about how great Trump is. So I asked him for one reason that he thinks Trump is great. One reason why he supports Trump. Well, he gave me 3. So I was going to share those with you here. And the reason why I'm sharing them with you here is not to praise Donald Trump, because you'll see when I go through these examples that Chris has got things a little messed up in his head. But anyway, and not to praise Trump, but to show you what we're up against. These people, Trump supporters, they support that man and are very misled about that man. And you're going to see that from Chris's examples. But so let me go ahead and get into it. The first thing that Chris listed that Trump has done for average Americans is brought jobs back to the USA. Now, again, we could poke holes in this list all day. All right. We're not going to, though, because I'm just going to present this as what they believe. And that's what it is. His second reason that he supports Trump was he secured our country from North Korea. He saved us from the North Korean threat. All right. I didn't mean to chuckle. The last reason that he gave was that he lowered gas prices. All right. Other reasons I've been given for support of Trump is strong border control, his strong stance on sex trafficking, human trafficking, which I do have to give him points for. You gotta praise somebody when they're right, even if you don't like them. He has focused heavily on human sex trafficking and child trafficking and all of that. I got to give him props for that. And then gun control. I've heard that as another issue. People worried about Bernie's stance on gun control. This particular person that I'm thinking of right now likes everything about Bernie's message, doesn't like his stance on gun control. And that turns him off to the whole thing. That's a deal breaker. People are like that. They have big issues to them that they will follow a candidate as long as they fall in line with that one issue. That's weird to me, but there are people like that. And we have to deal with all of that. Let's throw another Sun Tzu quote out there. I'm going to butcher it because I don't remember it. I obviously read Art of War yesterday, but I do things to inspire myself for these monologues that I write, and I try to read different things, and I'm thinking like a warrior. We're at war. This is a war. This is a political revolution. We're in a fight. It may not be a fight that you're used to. It doesn't feel like a normal fight. You know, my enemy's not standing right in front of me. It's a lot different, and it's a long-term fight. This is a marathon. So I felt like this show would be a good place to focus on that and to keep reminding ourselves of that we're crushing it, and this is a long fight. And don't let them break your spirit. Don't ever do that. But Dion was here, and Dion said that all these other establishment shills that are running for the Democratic nomination, they're all running campaigns. But Bernie has started a movement. And I wanted to end yesterday's comments with that comment from Dion because that is 100% true. Bernie's doing something very different, doing something I've never seen a politician do, ever. That's why Bernie inspires me so much, because he is giving us the blueprint of how to make change happen, laying it all out, presenting it in a way that people can understand. I think it's phenomenal what's happening right now, and it's a golden opportunity, and I'll be damned if I let it slide by. So I'm going to do everything I can to help us win, to keep this moving forward, to keep this going, because I see great potential here to fix things moving forward. And I'll be damned if I don't do all I can. So do all you can. And Bernie's doing all he can. Let's get into Bernie events real quick. I missed this segment yesterday. I forgot. I got excited because I wanted to get to know your enemy, and I missed this segment. But Bernie events, I usually recap what the campaign is up to. Let me just, I wrote down some notes because I covered a lot of this yesterday or the day before. Like I said, I forgot to do Bernie events yesterday, but the campaign is doing so much that it's really kind of hard to keep up with at this point. Like, I cover it every day and I check on it every day. There is still stuff that sneaks up on me, and there's even secret events. The campaign is working all the time. They crack on Bernie's age, but in his last tour, they just wrapped up a tour. They're going out again starting this weekend, but they just went to Iowa, Vegas, New Hampshire, back, and they're going back to Iowa this weekend. And he marched in 12 different parades, and he marched 12 miles. He's not the kind that just shows up for a photo op. This, any cracks on his age, he works his butt off. I can't understand. He's clearly very healthy and very with it mentally. I hate the people that bring up Bernie's age and shame. And that's really the only issue they can hold on to. That's all they have of any substance. Well, he's old. I don't care. I don't care. That's what the vice president's there for, right? Insurance. I'm voting more for his ideas and his platform and his message than I am for the man. I'm voting for what he represents, basically. And what he represents is a movement of the people coming to make real change and see real progress and improve our future and move forward united. That's what he's doing. That's what he represents. That's what I'm in support of. This goes much deeper than electing Bernie Sanders. But the campaign is focusing right now on opening campaign offices all across the country. They fell behind with it because, as Bernie said, they didn't realize the support level they were going to get would be so much bigger than anticipated. So we've really been crushing it. Seriously, pat yourself on the back. Every one of you that is out here fighting every day to make real change and to win this political revolution, pat yourself on the back. You guys are warriors, and we're crushing. We're killing it. We're killing it. The mainstream media is terrified. Last thing I wanted to bring up with Bernie events. This was one of the ones I missed. I happened to catch this on Facebook, and like I said, I follow the campaign. I check in with the site every day, and I also volunteer. I do texting, so I would think I'd be pretty up on events. They sneak shit in on me. Sorry. I have not yet done a Daily Burn where I didn't cuss. I try not to. But obviously, I cuss so much in my daily life that it sneaks out. They say it's a sign of intelligence. I don't know if that's true or not, but science says it is. But anyways, they had a rally. Bernie did. Well, it wasn't his rally. He took part in a rally at Hahnemann Hospital, a hospital that they are closing down. And he probably spoke. He spoke for a long time, and he crushed it. He killed it, and he focused a lot on his Medicare for all and how that would end this kind of stuff. The greed that is, because greed is what shut down that hospital. Greed is what is putting such a crippling hold on our whole entire healthcare industry. Greed is killing people, literally killing people, tens of thousands of people every year, because healthcare is a human right, and people are having to die because they can't afford it. They can't afford healthcare. That's ridiculous. We can't allow that to continue. We can't, and we're not going to. So things are going to change. And to these quitters, to these people, the ones that bother me the most are the ones that have a very huge following on social media. These independent journalists, even, that want to constantly lay on with, oh, guess what they're doing now? It's impossible for us now, guys. They got us. Shucks. What the fuck, man? We're in a fight. Sorry, I just dropped an F bomb. We're in a fight. This is serious. This is not a game. This is not where, oh, okay, it's too hard now. Oh, shucks. Well, let's do something else. Let's let's find something else to do with our time. This is serious. We're not here to play around. Can't look at it that way. We're here to take this. There is no middle ground. We're not here to negotiate. We're here to take this. We're here to make massive, massive change. Change the entire system. Tear it down, build it back up into something that works for the people. It's a long process. We're talking about much more than electing Bernie Sanders president. If you have these weird questions or concerns, I have to wonder, are you even paying attention to what we're saying? You have to take responsibility. You have to take ownership. Yes, they will try to rig this. Yes, they will do everything they can. We cannot allow them. Cardi B came out and released a tweet that we let Bernie down in 2016, the American people. When I say we and when she was saying we, we're talking about everyone as a whole, not you personally, everyone. And she's right. We did. We did. But we're being given a second chance. We have a second chance now to move forward. We're crushing it. Crushing it. Stop thinking like a quitter. Stop talking about this like this isn't life or death. This isn't win or lose. There's too much at stake for you to be sitting around using your platform to convince people that, oh, now it's too hard. It's too hard now. And keep tagging me in that stuff. I got tagged in that post. Keep tagging me in that stuff because I want to stay in those people's feeds. I want to be the voice. And that's why I started this show that's out there telling you it can be done. Stop listening to these people that want to tell you how hard it is. Oh, you're never going to be able to do that. That's one thing I like about these Area 51 memes. Two things. They're hilarious. Keep doing them. Whoever's making them. I even made one. It's on my Facebook page. They're great. But I like how it's showing you the basic idea here. They can't stop us all. That applies to every. I almost dropped another F bomb. That applies to every situation. We are stronger than them. We've been convinced that we're weak by a high-powered, weaponized mainstream media system, corporate-owned media system, and years of indoctrination and brainwashing. We've been convinced that we're weak, broken up and divided into little groups to keep us weak. But when we rise above that, and we are, we'll win. Their tactics are going to continue. It's not going to get easy. It's going to get harder even. Just for a minute, not that I'm arrogant enough to think any of these people that, I'm talking about are going to catch my feed. Hope they do. But I'm talking to them right now. Stop. Stop with this quitter mentality. People listen to you. Um, they get their news from you, and that kind of talk breaks people's spirits. You can't be in an independent journalism type situation where your whole platform is we're anti-establishment, we're fighting back against the corrupt system, we're your place to come for information and all that moving forward in that takeover, that takedown. While doing that, you speak like a quitter. You have your own platform. You don't have to play into their platform. You don't have to play into their game, teaching people they're weak. But let's get into Know Your Enemy real quick because this is the segment where I go through. I used to go through 10 sites. Now I go through three each day. I pick three different sites each day. But someone's going to have to help me out with this. For right wing leaning news, I I try to pick three different sites, and I always got to put a right wing leaning site in there, and it always ends up being Fox News because I don't know any other corporate owned right leaning site because I've never really looked at right leaning news. I guess I could use the fancy computer I carry in my pocket and ask it, but I'm asking you, do you know any right leaning sites that I could use for this segment to cover Know Your Enemy? Because Fox, Fox is entertainment. They all are. All of these corporate owned media establishment organizations are entertainment at best. They're not news. There's no such thing as news anymore. That hasn't existed in a long time. Journalism hasn't existed in a long time on your major channels. It now exists in independent media, but it's being silenced as much as possible. And we need to fight and support it. So let's see what Fox is talking about today. We'll start with Fox today. Usually we end out with Fox, but let's start with Fox today. Wow, Eric Trump has doubled down on his father's message to AOC's squad. If you don't love our country, then leave. Wow. Wow. And this is from Fox, so they are very pro-Trump. I'm sure I'll find more negative stories about that when I hit the left-leaning sites here in a second, but they're still saying on Fox that Biden holds commanding lead in the polls, which is complete garbage. When you watch an independent poll, you see a much different result, comically different. And it only looks comically different when you see a real poll, like, a real straw poll where Bernie's at like 38% and the nearest person is at like 12. It looks comical because you're not used to seeing it. It's finally matching your eyes, these huge turnouts, these huge rallies, all this support, all this documented support, millions of volunteers, millions of donations, all of that. Your eyes are seeing all that, and then it matches your eyes. But you've been getting shown this bullshit from the media every day, from every direction, every channel pushes the same polls. That's what's weird. You go into the different sites, like I look at Fox, and I get a much different view of the world than I do if I look at CNN. But the polls are same. Anytime the message is consistent along all platforms, it's being controlled. You know, the mainstream media is nothing but weaponized propaganda. But let's see what else is Fox talking about today. A lot of I'm counting 5 so far. I'm not done scrolling. I scroll through the front page of each site and I'm up to 5, 6 total AOC stories on the squad on Fox's front page. Nothing on Bernie. Not a single story on Bernie. Nothing. Nothing in the sides, nothing in the blurbs. Nothing. Media silence on Bernie on Fox. Let's go over to NBC News. Next one today is NBC News. And I'm in their politics section. Very beginning, very top of the page, a story on Democrats draw the battle lines over healthcare in new campaign dust up. So it's a featured article on how Joe Biden has come out against Medicare for all. His reason is comically hilarious and sad at the same time. It's because it would do away with Obamacare. Take a second. Take as long as you need. His concern is that Medicare for all would eliminate Obamacare, and all the work and all the progress done in putting Obamacare into place, he can't stand to see that go, be replaced by Medicare for all. So that's why he's against it. Not any reasons policy wise or fundamentally, just because it would get rid of Obamacare. He's ridiculous. He also put his foot in his mouth again recently about this thing with the squad by saying that they're very smart and intelligent and all that. He praised them and stuff, but said that they are the exception. He always puts his foot in his mouth. He's ridiculous. But let's see. Let's scroll down a little further on the page. Another picture of Trump pointing. They love to show pictures of Trump pointing on left-leaning media because it looks like a Hitler salute. Um, this article says that Trump flipped the script on Pelosi and the squad. La 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 la. Have you seen this Jewish protest across the country protesting ICE detention centers? This is really cool. Look that up. That's being covered. I like seeing that. I haven't been to NBC in a long time. Their page is set up really weird. I'm up to 7, 8. Trump gets so much coverage. 12 Trump stories on the front page. A Beto O'Rourke story. Beto O'Rourke says his family's ancestors owned slaves. He is just reaching his straws at this point. I saw another article about how much support that he's lost. Beto has imploded already. The herd should start clearing out real soon. You should start seeing a lot of these people drop out. But I think who you're going to see the media switch to, at least what the vibe I'm getting by going through the media so much, is Kamala Harris. For a little bit, I thought they were going to switch to Elizabeth Warren, but now I think it'll be Harris, and they'll keep Warren on that back burner, try to take away some Bernie votes. The Warren is there to take away progressives, to pull progressives or basically misinformed progressives, because real progressives, know that Elizabeth Warren is a wolf in sheep's clothing. So, and a loser. Every shill that they have on that stage is a loser. There's only 3 people that are running for president right now on the Democratic side that could beat Donald Trump. And those people, out of those 3, I really believe only 1 could beat Donald Trump. 2, I would vote for. I would vote for 3. I would vote for Gravel. I would vote for Mike Gravel. Mike Gravel is awesome. And I love these qualified for the debates. That's going to be great. I can't wait to see Mike Gravel tear up these establishment shills in the debates. That's going to be awesome. But I would vote for him. But he's like 88. And again, I don't focus much on age. Mentally, he's very capable. It's only a 4-year job, and you have a vice president. I'm not very worried about your age. If I really believed strongly in your principles and your message and all of that, like I do with Bernie, I'd wheel him around the White House. I don't care. I don't care how old he is. As long as he's mentally fit to hold office, I would vote for him. And Bernie still plays basketball and marches in marches. Marches and marches. I'm so unprofessional. Hopefully that's okay. Now I'm on US News. And they are classy. Their politics section is called The Civic Report. Very first story is on Kamala Harris. And then a lot of Trump fear porn. Almost every article. Here's an article about how will Biden debate? Clues from 2008. How old is this article? June 21st. That was after the debates, wasn't it? Yeah, Biden will debate. He'll fall on his face. Biden is going to implode. They always knew that. I really believe that, and this is my theory with Joe Biden and him being in this race at all, is that he was a way for them to play chicken with us progressives. They put their biggest loser, Joe Biden's their biggest loser. They put him right up front to show us that they're willing to lose, to make sure that we don't win. And that's what I think they're trying to show us with Joe Biden. But a lot of stuff on Trump. Here's an article on US News entitled How the Revolution Ends. Some of Bernie Sanders' most ardent supporters believe 2020 could be stolen from him by the Democratic National Committee again. So that's what I'm talking about. People talking like quitters. Stolen from him? You mean stolen from us. That's what Cardi B means when she says that we let him down in 2016. That's what I mean when I say we let him down in 2016. This is our fight. We need to own that. If Bernie loses, we lost. I lost. You lost. Our children lost. Not Bernie. Us. We lost. This is our fight. Start looking at it that way. Start talking about it that way. Keep that in the front of your mind. If this is lost, it is us that lost it. Not Bernie. Us. Own it. Own it. When enough of us own that and move forward and fight with that mindset, there is nothing that they can do to stop us. If you just want to sit around and talk about how strong they are and how hard this is going to be and how impossible it all is, then that's how it will be, because your mind is that powerful. You create your own reality. Your reality becomes what you accept, what you tolerate. You stop accepting these things, stop tolerating them, stop allowing them in your life, stop allowing them to have control over you. You can change them. And that is the message of this show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and everybody that was here during the live premiere. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us during the live and participating. If you participated in the show, thank you very much. That all helps us, and I appreciate that. My goal is for this to get out to as many people as possible. I would like for this show to go viral. I would like for it to grow, and because I do other shows, and I would like this to all become a network. I would like to one day grow this into a platform, and I plan on continuing this show in particular every day until I guess I get a letter campaign in the mail asking me to stop. But as long as people are still watching it and enjoying it, I'm going to keep doing it long past Bernie's election. Because this fight I believe in, and I believe it's that important. And if you do too, do all you can. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys right here from Politics and Stuff tomorrow for another episode of the Daily Bern.